Welcome to Three Things for April 7th, 2023. Migrants in Tech. Every 2 months there is an event held down in the viaduct here in Auckland called Migrants of Tech. It's run by Argentinian Pauli Sosa for Tataki Auckland Limited. It's genuinely one of the best meetups I've ever been to. And here's why. It's niche, and I'm in that niche. It's solving two big problems. How do you meet people when you're not from the country you live in, and how do you find your next job? And it fills me up. There's free pizza and drinks. If you know someone who falls into this niche, you'd be doing them a massive favour by letting them know about this event. It's very much an underground event at this stage. They don't really have a formal online presence. So the best way to find out about the next gathering is to follow Tataki Auckland Limited on Eventbrite. How much does a job pay? A guy named Greg Denton has started this really great app called Badger. It's still in beta testing, but it's already great. It allows you to directly reach people who went to the same event you did for 7 days after the event happened. It saves you from having to add people on social media platforms, hope they'll accept your friend request, figure out what to start a conversation about, and then DM them, etc., etc. Anyway, there are some open discussions on there too, and the other day Greg asked an interesting question. Should it be standard practice for companies to publish salary ranges on all job ads? Arguments for and against. Everyone in the thread was replying anonymously, and so did I, but who I am behind closed doors is the same person I am in public, so I thought I'd share my thoughts here. As someone who is pretty deep into the world of personal finance, I'd love to see complete transparency around pay. If it starts a conversation, that is fantastic as it will cause people to learn more about how money works. When deciding where to work, it makes it easier to know the salary up front. It saves me applying for something I was going to say no to anyway, and it saves the employer from the time reviewing my application that could have been spent on a suitable candidate. Greg then asked, what do you think holds most companies back? I think that lots of things hold them back. Money is very emotional for all of us, and how we relate to it goes back to our childhoods. I think the two most important things holding companies back from being transparent around pay are, one, the people leading the companies have not done the inner work to have a great relationship with money. They would benefit from starting to listen to the podcast, I Will Teach You to Be Rich, for starters. Two, fear of not being liked, being wrong, change, etc. The other week I asked the person who runs a company I'd like to work for how much a role paid. I was thinking of applying for this role. And when I asked, they just told me the salary, an exact number, which I really appreciated because the number was in the range of what I am looking for, and it meant I could throw my full weight behind the application. US Masters. Once a year, the US Masters golf tournament happens in Augusta, Georgia. This year's tournament started today. It's the most important golf tournament in the world and the one every kid grows up wanting to win. I used to be one of those kids. It's been a long time since I decided to end my dream of winning that tournament. I'm 32 now, and I was 20 years old when I stopped trying to become a pro golfer. But every year I watch the US Masters. It reminds me of what it felt like to be really certain about what I wanted in life. Last weekend my brother asked me, be honest, do you really know who you are? I admitted I had a pretty good idea, but that it's always evolving. The older I get, the more grey area I'm noticing in all things, and it's not just my beard. I try to be radically honest with myself these days, but damn, if there wasn't something beautiful and safe and outrageous about parading through those teenage years like I knew exactly who I was and exactly what I wanted. Golf. It's just a game, right?